We're diving deep into Barolo today, 2007 vintage, a couple of wines. Let's see what we get. All right, welcome back to Drinking It In. I am your host, Chris Casara, and we are here to help you know more and drink better. And we are diving deep into Barolo today. Barolo is one of my favorite wines. We've done, I think, a couple on the channel before, but never to this level. I think we're gonna dive a little deep into some of the history and the details and some of the communes that these guys come from. And I said in the intro, I think I said in the intro 2009, I'm talking 2007, not 2009 or 2007 Barolo. We've got two wines from the vintage and from two different parts of the region. So I think, what do you need to know about Barolo, right? Barolo is sort of I'm going to say the Burgundy of Italy, right? It's often related to Burgundy when people talk about it because Nebbiolo and Pinot Noir have some similar characteristics, whether that's the flavor profile or some of the light color. But I think what you have to be, or the high acid too, what you have to be careful of is Nebbiolo, which Barolo is 100% Nebbiolo. It's going to punch you in the face. It can punch you in the face with its tannic nature. That ultimately kind of softens as it ages, but it's why you kind of want to give Barolo wines a little time to develop in the bottle. So Barolo, if you think about where it is, right, it's in northern Italy. So here's Italy. Barolo's kind of up here. It's in the Piedmont area. If you're Italian, you're going to call it Piemonte. But I'm going to go with the Piedmont because I don't want to sound like a pretentious idiot. No, it's Piemonte. So, and Barolo is a smaller region within the Langhe region. So if you think about, the Piedmont, Langhe, Barolo, right? So to think of it as a bullseye, even though it's not quite shaped like that. I've talked about Langhe Nebbiolo before as being a secret, being really good wines. That's, again, from the broader, all Nebbiolo wines from the broader area of Langhe. So Barolo, 100% Nebbiolo. We're not allowed to use any, we, like I'm making wines in the area. Not allowed to use any other grapes, 100% Nebbiolo. Like I said before, they need time. I think I was looking at these are 2007, right? And according to my favorite sources of vintages, Vinous Media and the Wine Spectator, they both say drink or hold, so that's good. I think when you look at some of the other really good vintages that have a lot of longevity, whether that's 2006, 2010, or even 96 and 99, you can be holding those wines for a long time. As a matter of fact, 2006, 2010, you're not supposed to be drinking those yet. I'm pretty sure in about a month you're going to see 2010 Barolo. We're going to test it out on the channel, even though we're not supposed to be drinking it yet. But, ratings advice be damned, as I said before. So there are 11 different communes in the in Barolo, right? And these wines, we're gonna focus on two of the 11 because the wines, I decanted this one because, oh boy, oh Chris, because these wines are distinctly different in style. And what I mean by that is we have this 2007 Renato Ratti Marcenasco. Comes from the Morra region in there, which I'll do a close-up. And this Serralunga, Fontanafredda Serralunga di Alba, comes from the Serralunga area. So the Fontanafredda, the Serralunga, much more austere wines in their youth. La Morra, generally you can drink them earlier. They're more friendly when they're young than these. They both benefit from time, and these have been sitting in the cellar for a while. So I thought it was a good time to check them out, and let's see what they bring. There's a notable difference in the color. I guess it depends on the angle. And that this one, the one from Serralunga, is much more maroon, whereas this guy still holds a little bit of a sort of magenta color to it. They're still both. You can tell there's some age involved because they're browning. Whether this is more brown around the edges, they're showing some of the signs of aging. So we're going to taste the wines. I decanted this one again because it's the bigger of the two. I figured it would benefit from a little more air. This guy I had fairly recently. It kind of blew my mind, so I'm hoping this does the same. We're going to start here, go from friendly to maybe not so friendly. Had an issue with the cork, obviously. Oh yeah, yeah. This is so this wine just jumps out of the glass. Roses, cherries, just a fleck of dirt. This is exactly what Barolo is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be earthy, florally, dried cherries. Develop some spices too. I'm not getting any sort of the spice. Sometimes you get a mushroomy characteristic. Not smelling that yet, but. Yeah, this wine's delicious. Still a little tannic. Not oppressive though. Like you just know there are tannins there. There's, oh man, this gets like a sweetness, a little bit of half and half. Not quite heavy cream, but half and half comes over your palate. The fruit is just bright and beautiful. So Renato Ratti. If you see Renato Ratti, Barolo, buy. Just buy. Buy, buy, buy. Jim Kramer, my friend. Buy, buy, buy. Renato Ratti, buy. This is this has only been open for about 3 hours. I think it will benefit from more time. I might do a part 2 of this video. Cut it in later on. Taste both of these on day 2 because I think this can get even better, and it's stunningly gorgeous. You know what's funny? Definitely 2007 on this guy. Look at the cork they used. 2006. I think I'm going to write a letter to Renato Ratti. All right. So let's check out the Fontanafredda from Barolo from the Serralunga di Alba. All right. So Serralunga, it's a bit of the larger commune, I would say, in Barolo. And, again, bigger wines, they're going to be a little more austere in their youth. But, this has had 13 years to mellow out, so it'll probably be ready. Little, even with the air. All right, I'm going to try to beat this up a little bit. I'm going to agitate it. I was doing a wine tasting for folks in my office, and I asked people if they agitate their wine, and one of the guys said, "Well, I try to mock it, and it tends to fight back, if I do mock it too much. So I think we need to mock this wine a little bit. Come on, you got more in you. Don't be lazy. All right, we're way off track here. So there's a little, this is more plummy and figgy, right, than bright cherries. So this is definitely on the dried fruit spectrum. There's it's not quite, it's a weird note that I'm getting. It's a mustiness. So musty figs and cherries as opposed to, figs and plums as opposed to bright candied cherries. Okay, wow. So I expected that this was going to be a little rougher on, like, in the mouth. It is tannic. It is a little drier, right? So this has a bit of a drying sensation. This had none of that. Very, very, very velvety, right? But this guy is actually on the palate. It's really nice. So those plums are there, much more plum than figs. Whatever that sort of mustiness or dusty mustiness, gone. I'm getting a little bit of like an herbal note. I'm gonna go with like a light mint. It was like you kind of just slapped a mint leaf and threw it in the glass. You get that essence, but not much more. I think this one's going to be really good tomorrow. So we're definitely going to do a day 2 on this and work that into the video. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll get much more on the nose of this tomorrow. And but there's a nice earthiness to it with the plums that really make it a pleasant experience. Damn. Okay, so these wines, really good start. Again, 2007 is the vintage. We'll come back tomorrow, similar setup, probably without the decanter. I'll put it back in the bottle. We'll do the double decant, and we'll go from there. So in the meantime, hey, like, subscribe, and comment. Hopefully you're liking these videos. See you for day 2 in a moment. All right, back for day 2, testing the 2 Barolos that we tried yesterday. Wanted to give them a little more air. We're going to go with the lighter one first, the 2007 Renato Ratti Marcenasco. It's weird. This one was light, fruity, more, bright cherries, and now it's almost, today it's a much darker wine. It's brooding. It's a little more inky. It did get better though. That was so darker, inky. It's almost like now they're black cherries instead of bright cherries, so it benefited from a little more time. The Fontanafredda Serralunga, which was the kind of musty plums, figs. Didn't really change very much, at least on the nose. That mustiness went away, so it's now just lots of plums and figs. It's still big, man. Wow. This is one of those wines where I think it would benefit from a heaping bowl of like bolognese, and then it would be perfect, because by itself, it's still it's a little on the harsh side. So there you have it. Barolo Deep Dive number 1. It's 2007 vintage in a couple different areas, Morra, Serralunga, and we'll be back soon. Till next time, cheers. Drink some Barolo.